Hello everyone, my name is Seth and I serve as lead pastor of Reachway Church in Peoria, Illinois. And I'm sitting here in the sanctuary of our facility, which is located in the beautiful North Valley neighborhood of the city of Peoria. And right now, if you could see what I'm seeing, our sanctuary is empty. I'm looking at a lot of empty chairs right now, and there's a couple of reasons for this video, and one of the reasons is to let you know that unfortunately this room is going to sit empty for a couple weeks, and in fact a couple of months. It has been the decision of some of the leaders here at Reachway Church to suspend in-person gatherings of any kind and of any size until Sunday, February 7th. And this is a heartbreaking decision to have to make. It goes without saying that we're making this decision in light of the recent COVID-19 positivity rates and how they have increased significantly, not only in our Peoria region, but in the entire state of Illinois. And over the last week or so, at the time of recording this video, the Illinois State Health Department, the governor's office, and local officials have increased restrictions and mitigations on social gatherings of all kinds in light of increased positivity rates, increased hospitalization rates, increased capacities at our area hospitals, and unfortunately, an increase in deaths and the loss of life because of the virus. And our leaders have discerned that in order for us to love our neighbors as best we can, in order for us to care for our community and our city, and of course care for the people who call Reachway Church their home, we've had to make the tough decision to suspend in-person gatherings until the earliest regathering date of February 7th. The reason that we put that date out is for two reasons. One, it gives us a goal. There's something to be said for clearly communicating and making a clear-cut decision. And even though sometimes those decisions aren't ones that we prefer, there's something to be said nonetheless for identifying a date, picking that date, and then being clear in our communication and saying, this is when we're going to reevaluate things. I feel that the clarity brings comfort. And once again, even though the decision itself is not the preferred one, the clarity of the decision, what we're hoping is that it at least brings a sense of peace and a sense of comfort to the COVID-19 pandemic and life at Reachway Church. Now, there's another reason that we've identified February 7th as our reevaluation date as well, and that has to do with the timeline of how the COVID-19 virus progresses through someone's life or household. For example, someone can contract the virus and they don't show symptoms for anywhere from 5 to 6, sometimes up to 14 days. And then let's say they start showing symptoms and get a test. The test results are going to take a few days as well to get back. And then if those test results come back positive, then that person needs to quarantine for 10 to 14 days and get another negative test result before they can re-engage in life outside of their household. And so at minimum, the COVID-19 virus, if in someone's life or house, incapacitates them for no less than 3 weeks. And that's a long time. Now, the winter season is approaching, but the holiday season is approaching as well. And I wish that I could say to you that we can gather during this time, that we can gather during the winter, that we can gather during the holidays. But friends, if the rate of positivity has been increasing like it has been, it is only going to increase more. We have no reason to believe otherwise, and that hurts me to say. With family gatherings that are going to be taking place, like they already have been, there's increased pressures on families and friend groups to gather around Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. So I mentioned the holidays, and then I mentioned the timeline of COVID, and that's where the February 7th date comes into play. February 7th, if you were to look at a calendar, is 3 weeks plus 1 more week after the New Year's holiday weekend, where that's going to be kind of the last popular time where friends and family members are going to get together. Now, here's the thing that really hurts me as pastor here at Reachway, is our congregation has done a really good job. When we have gathered here in person, and by the way, we didn't start regathering in person until the middle of July, when our region entered phase 4 and groups of 50 were permissible in the local authorities' eyes. When we started regathering in July, every single moment that every single one of our parishioners has spent in this facility on a Sunday morning, they have sat 6 feet apart from someone else, the next nearest person, and they've worn their masks the entire time. And you can already sense a little bit of pride for my church and for my family, but also a little bit of frustration, because this group of people has played by the rules. This group of people, and there are so many others that are doing what we are being asked to do. Keep our hands clean, keep your masks on, and stay 6 feet apart from those that you don't live with. Limit social gatherings, stay home with the family. And the reason that positivity rates have been increasing so drastically is because folks have not been doing that. So I'm going to get off my soapbox in just a minute before I finish up this video. But I want to use this moment right now, if you're still even watching this video, to say that if you want our small businesses and restaurants to be able to stay open, and if you want to help the healthcare workers of our local hospitals, and if you want our children to be able to learn in person, and if you want churches to be able to safely gather in person, and if you want to safely gather with your family and friends, wear a mask. Wash your hands. When you're in a group of people, stay 6 feet apart from them. That is the only way that our small businesses can open, our restaurants can open without being penalized. It's the only way our students can learn in person in a safe environment. It's the only way that gatherings like church gatherings can happen, is if we do what health professionals are asking us to do. Now, once again, the reason that Reachway is making the decision that it's making is because of the greatest commandment that is given to the people of God. And that commandment is to love God and to love our neighbors. And it is loving your neighbor when you're wearing a mask. And it might be a little bit inconvenient, but let me tell you, I'm talking Christian to Christian. If you haven't been inconvenienced even a little bit as a result of your relationship with Jesus, then you might not be following the Jesus that ended up on a cross. You might not be following the Jesus that was falsely accused, the one that was spit in the face of. Now, I'm a preacher and I'm in a sanctuary, and so I can't help it. And I hope that you're extending grace to me even as you're watching this video. But that's the reason, one of the reasons that creating this video is to let you know that Reachway is not going to be gathering in person until the earliest, February 7th. Now, I want to also let you know, this is the other reason for this video, of how you can stay engaged with Reachway Church. And if you're still watching this, it doesn't matter if you've ever been to Reachway Church here before. It doesn't matter if you live in the neighborhood, live in Peoria, even live in the United States. We want you to be able to stay connected somehow, some way with God and with others who are trying to stay connected with God during this pandemic, during this quarantine. And so if you're watching this video, you are either on our website, you are either on our YouTube channel, or you are on our Facebook page. And all three of those places are going to be really good places to be over the next couple of months for you to get resources of how you can stay connected to God and stay connected to the body of Christ even while you're at home. We're calling these at-home resources. And now, I will say this, whether you're on our Facebook page right now, whether you're on our YouTube channel right now, or whether you're on our website right now, the Reachway website is going to be kind of the ground zero, the information hub of everything that I'm sharing in this video. So if you're on Facebook or YouTube right now, make your way over to reachway.org/at-home. And there will be links on our homepage as well to get you to this page where you can submit your email address to receive what we call our home liturgy guide. Liturgy is essentially an order of worship. Things like prayers, scriptures to read, a sermon or devotional thought to read. You can submit your email address and receive a home liturgy guide every single week, delivered either to your email inbox or mailed, delivered through the mail to your home. And you can submit your email and you can submit your mailing address at reachway.org/at-home. You can also find a link to our YouTube channel, which is where we're going to be doing something new. We're going to be uploading videos it'll end up being myself leading you all through that liturgy guide. So you're going to be able to print something out or read something off of a device. But then we're going to bring in a complementary component, which is a video of working through that. But some of us learn differently. Some of us take in and absorb differently. Some of us are fine with reading something off of a piece of paper. Others of us need to hear and see something visual taking place. And so that's why we're providing these videos as well, for you to be able to engage with that content from the comfort and really from the safety of your home. So just to reiterate, reachway.org/at-home is where you can get plugged into liturgy guides emailed or mailed to you weekly, as well as getting you set up to the Reachway YouTube channel, where you can watch a video every week of myself leading you through the prayers for the week, scripture readings for the week. I will also present a sermon and then invite us into moments of response through those video components. If you happen to have any questions about anything that I've said, then please let us know. Let me know. I'm going to say this. If you happen to have any comments that don't necessarily support the decision that we've made here at Reachway, I would ask that you would keep those comments off of social media, off of the comments on Facebook, and off of the comment section on YouTube. And I would ask that you would email me directly. My email is Seth, S-E-T-H, at reachway.org. And the reason that I'm asking for that, I've learned a lot over this last 6 months of interactions on social media. And I've learned a lot, and I've grown a lot. And you know what? When other people observe on Facebook bickering, accusations, people arguing with each other, it doesn't do anyone any good. Now, the reason I give you the email is because if you legitimately have questions, if you legitimately have something to say, then just say it to me. But what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to go on to Facebook or YouTube and make some slanderous comment about this decision and then end up offending the people who attend here, the people who have done their absolute best to stay attending here. There's no need to be rude towards them. There's no need to do something that might bring about trauma or shame or embarrassment or anxiety in someone's life. Social media does that, and I'm finding more and more that it does more harm than good. And so I would ask that if you have anything to say, Seth at reachway.org, email me. You and I can dialogue, and if we need to exchange phone numbers, then we can eventually do that as well. Thank you for watching this video. I would invite you to journey with Reachway. You may or may not be connected to another local church, and I just want to let you know that the invitation is wide open to receive those home liturgy guides, to tune into the videos that we'll put out every week. We do our absolute best here at Reachway Church. We're not perfect, but we're trying our best to intentionally position ourselves in the presence of Jesus Christ, to allow God to inform the events of our weeks, to inform each and every moment of each and every day. You may find that how we worship is very simple. You may find that how we worship is not very flashy. But what you will find is that it is extremely intentional, and that it pushes us more and more and more into a place where we really need to reconcile the life and the person of Jesus Christ and how we are living our lives here today on earth. And I hope that that's something that you're interested in. So I want to invite you to that. And I want you to journey with us, even though we're far apart. We're going to continue to bring updates via email and on Facebook and through these YouTube videos as well on how things are going here at Reachway. And as we get closer to the end of January, closer to February, we'll be able to reestablish and reevaluate what regathering might look like here at our facility. So I'm going to sign off here. Thank you for watching this video. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. If you have to gather with people, stay apart from them. Keep yourself safe. Keep your family safe. Keep your neighbors safe. We can do this if we do this together. Peace.